Guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is just gonna be me catching you guys up on life, and it's meant to be more of a podcast style video. So if you guys have stuff to do, you have laundry to fold, you got stuff around the house to take care of, go do that, and then you can just listen to me in your ear. I've been telling you guys that I've been wanting to do more of these, just like chat with me videos on different topics and things, what's on my brain, what's on my mind. So we're gonna do that today. It might be a little bit random, might be a little bit rambly, but just go with it. I've got some stuff that I wanna, like I said, like update you guys on life-wise, the kids-wise, and then just talk about things that have been on my heart and just things that, you know, I just feel like venting about. So some of it might be a little bit controversial because literally these days, if you have any kind of thought process, it's controversial. So we're gonna just chat about it all. So I hope you guys are here for it. If you're new by any chance, even though I don't think anybody new would be finding this random video, but I would love for you to stick around if you are new. Yeah, you can hear me rant more about my crazy life. So first thing that I have on my things that I want to talk about, we officially started potty training, you guys. So I'm really excited about that. We started yesterday, just kind of randomly. Like I had ordered Jackson an over the potty seat, like for like the big regular toilet, like the thing that goes around the big toilet so he doesn't fall in. I showed you that in the last vlog. I had ordered that. I had ordered also like a set of like little Target stickers that I haven't used yet, but these are things that I had ordered. I had ordered Jackson already like some training underwear, like Paw Patrol, so he'd get excited. And then I ordered him a Paw Patrol potty chair, like the little potty seat. So that came in and I finally opened it up yesterday. So like always, everything that I do is basically just like winging it. Like I have no official plan. I'm just like in the moment. And I was like, let's just try. Let's see what he does. So yesterday I started just having him be in his little training underwear and then putting him on the seat. And he has done super well. So yesterday was the first day. Today was day 2. And we've already had some luck with him peeing in the potty. A couple times, like I had to ask him like, hey, do you want to go? And like kind of had to remind him to go sit, but he didn't fight me on it, which was huge because with Riley, when we first started the potty training stuff with Riley, dear Lord, it was a mission because she like would refuse to even sit on the potty chair, and she was like not having it. So the fact that he would just sit on it, for me, like that, I would have taken that as a win. But he actually peed in there, and then we got to the point where he would even like, you know, tell me on his own, like, oh, I need to do pee pee, and then he'd go to the potty chair. I just came upstairs, like today, I just got up here, and Jackson had gone to the potty like literally like 7 times in a row. Like he would pee, get excited, go dump it in the toilet, and then he'd go back and be like, oh, I need to do more pee pee, and he'd like keep peeing. Like I don't know where this pee's coming from, but point is, like, we're having a lot of success, like a lot more success than I thought. He did have one accident, and by the way, I'm gonna do like a whole potty training video like as the process progresses, and just, you know, I'll do a potty training video sharing more of like the tips or whatever was working or whatever wasn't. But I say that just so that you know, like I was really stressed about it, like really super stressed, had zero faith in my child. I was like, forget it, it's not gonna work. But so far, he's impressed me. So far, he's doing better than I thought. So I'll take it as a win. Again, we're not obviously fully there yet. He still hasn't pooped in the potty. I'm not even trying to do like night training, but just the fact that he'll sit and pee in there makes me super happy. So there is that. In other news, we are getting so close, you guys, so close to me being able to tell you like officially we are moving. And like we are almost there. Like everything with, you know, government jobs and everything with those positions take forever. But we are so close. Like, and I cannot wait to get on here and tell you that it is happening. But when it does happen, like once I can tell you that it is official, it's gonna be really like a very quick process. So I'm continuing to pray about it, continuing just to trust in God's timing and everything. But I am thrilled. Like I am so happy that very soon we're gonna be able to put our house on the market and get this house sold, and then head down to Miami and just be able to be with my family. And of course, all the stress that comes with it of like finding a new place and the new mortgage, like all the things that I've shared with you guys. You know, there's a lot to be done, and just the move in general. Like today, we've been spending the day, most of today, like just, you know, trying to declutter and go through old things and make space in the basement so we can take stuff down there. Yeah?
Jackson peed again, and then again, and then again, and then again.
Okay.
How many times is he gonna pee?
Okay, I love you.
Love
close the door. But I'm super excited. So that's just a little update. I've been telling you guys, I'm trying to keep you guys posted, but it's gonna happen here like very, very soon. So I hope you guys are doing good. Obviously there's been like a bunch of craziness in the world. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's been, I'm sure like other people have felt it, but I've just been a little bit anxious in the last couple of like weeks and stuff. Like everything that was happening with the freaking balloons in the sky and is it aliens, is it not? Like I've just been a little bit like stressed, anxious, and again, like at the end of the day, obviously knowing like it's gonna be okay, like leaning on my faith. But I mean, when stuff that doesn't really normally happen is like now all of a sudden happening, like you start to get a little bit stressed and a little bit panicky. So I was for like a few days there like feeling a little bit just anxious about everything, the state of the world. I mean, I've been anxious about the state of the world for a bit, but yeah, I just hope you guys are all doing okay. I'm pretty sure it's not aliens, by the way, even though I don't even know how this video has now evolved to talking about aliens. But I'm pretty sure it's not aliens, just a whole bunch of other stuff going on in the world. None of it that is necessarily good. But I don't think we're gonna have just like little green people showing up on our planet coming to take us away. I actually listened to a really good podcast that I would recommend listening to in case you are curious about that space and everything that's happening with like Ohio and the you know, all the toxic chemicals and all of that. It's from Allie Beth Stuckey. I love her podcast, but that episode in particular was really good. So I'll see if I can link it here and just kind of sheds light on certain things. Do I know that it's 100% correct or 100%, you know, like that is absolutely what is happening? No, I don't know. I don't think any of us will ever know. But I think it kind of framed things in a pretty good way. And it's not like her speaking, it's her speaking to somebody that's kind of been in the space for a bit. So if I can remember, I'll try to link it because it's worth listening to. I thought it was pretty good. And then I guess that kind of like segues into like something else that I wanted to talk about, which is, I don't know, like I just mentioned Allie's podcast, right? Now that I'm sure I'm gonna get like a million people that are like, oh my gosh, like you like everything that Allie puts out, like I can't follow you anymore because I don't like Allie. And like the other day I posted that I liked Milena's podcast, not her podcast, I liked one of her videos, and I got people that were like all up in my comments and in DMs and stuff saying, I cannot believe that you follow her, or that you take advice from her. Like people these days, let's just, I guess we'll go straight into my rant. People these days have nothing to do with their lives, like straight up. People these days have a problem with literally everything. Everything that is shared online, any opinion, any thought that does not 100% reflect what is in their own brains, people have an issue with it. And people are like out of their minds. Like people have lost any decency. People have lost the ability to communicate with each other, and just like in a kind way, in a way that's like, hi, I'm a human, you're a human, let's have like a human to human conversation. Let's talk something out without being absolute like monsters to each other. People can't do that anymore, and it's really sad. And obviously this is not like a new phenomenon, but it's something that maybe like if you're lucky, maybe you are not aware of how bad it is. But given that this is literally my job, where my job is to interact online and to read through comments and read through DMs, like that is my world. That is what I'm in all the time. And I see it, I'm just like seeing it more and more. So it's just gotten really bad. And so I wanted to come on here really to share that, you know, I want to do more of these like chatty videos, and I want to talk about more different topics. I want to talk about like gentle parenting, and I want to talk about all sorts of things that have to do with parenting and the world that we're leaving behind for our children, like the world that our children are going to grow up in. Like there's a lot that I have to say. There's a lot of things that we can discuss as parents. Like I've been online for a long time, and yes, my videos and stuff like are about like fun, lighthearted things, my life with kids, how it's chaotic. But like a lot of the cultural stuff that's happening in the world, it does relate to parenting, and it does relate to motherhood, because like, again, this is the world that we are creating for our children, and that our children are going to have to be living in. And so a lot of the things that I believe are relevant and why I choose to talk about certain topics, because they're important. Like if I just came on here and did like mom fashion haul, like that's fun, we can do that, but like it's a little bit shallow in my opinion. It's a little bit like not like the most important thing given everything that's going on in the world. Now I've lost track. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But yes, I want to talk about some of these topics. But especially as of late, as I go discussing certain things, you just get all kinds of craziness as a response. You get people that literally will come for you for anything that you say or you do. And again, that's not a new thing. And I tend to think that I have pretty thick skin, because when someone is just being an absolute like child, when someone is being absolutely nasty, I've told you guys straight up before, I have no problem deleting comments. I have no problem blocking people in my DMs, because at this point, if you're a grown woman and you don't know how to be decent to someone, like I will absolutely block you. You don't need to be here. I don't have to give you access to my life. Like you need like therapy, for lack of better terms, okay? Like you need to go do something that brings you joy, that makes you happy. But being like a vicious, insensitive person to someone that you've never even met in person, like face to face, is wild. And like, I don't know how we expect for our kids to be kind to each other and to be nice to each other when we as adults and as mothers even like don't know how to do that to other people. Like it's very concerning. So if anything, I think that this is like another little public service announcement trying to say that I want to talk about things, and I've always made it known that this is a welcoming space. Like you are welcome here if you think different from me. You are welcome if you have a different opinion. If you are on totally opposite sides of the spectrum in like the views and like different opinions, belief systems, anyone and everyone is welcome here. Except for those of you who are going to be absolute like butts about everything. Like I want to use other words, but if you are going to be nasty and you are going to just be rude and disrespectful, then you are not welcome here. Like straight up, you are not welcome here. You are more than welcome if for some reason, some weird reason, it brings you joy to watch my content, even though you hate me and you want to like then go and talk about me like somewhere else, you're welcome to do that. But here on my page where my comments live and in my DMs, you are not welcome to be rude. You do not go to somebody's house and just walk into their house when they welcome you into their house and then start talking crap about their artwork and how they have styled their home and like what they serve. Like there's certain things that are just rude and like not appropriate. So if no one ever taught you how to be a decent human, I'm very sorry, but that's not going to be accepted here on my channel. This is a free country. You're more than welcome to, again, like if you want to have a weekly like book club where you get together and you talk crap about me, whatever, like you are free to do that. But what I have control over is my space, not like my space, but you know, like my YouTube channel. And I can control right now, as of right now, I have control over what comments are left to be viewed and which ones, like I'm just not gonna allow for people just to be rude and nasty and go back and forth and eat each other alive, because that's not the purpose of this space. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit fired up because it's kind of been something just like on my mind for a long time. So if you are still here, like again, I am not even talking about like not even half of the people that watch my videos. I'm just talking in general, things that I see, a few people here and there here that will sometimes wind up in the comments, but just in general, because like I read through Facebook groups and Facebook messages and like just all kinds of like, just people are just nuts. Like people have just freaking lost their minds, and it's concerning. So if you also kind of notice the same thing, just know that you're not alone, because I mean, it is concerning. You know, we all have opinions about certain things, and I can't understand, like I mean, I don't know why it happens that like we are going to disagree on things. Like, you are never going to be, expected to have the exact same views as every single person that you come into contact with on every single topic. Like, I think that's completely unrealistic unless you truly live in a complete echo chamber bubble situation. Like, you might agree with someone on most things, disagree on some things, but like, you can agree to disagree on a lot of things. But lately, it's like, if you disagree, or if I as a content creator come on here and I say something that you don't agree with, what happens is a lot of people literally like just attack you and feel the need to like absolutely defend their position, and in a way that's not respectful, in a way that's just like vicious. And I don't know why. Like, if you are so confident in your position on anything, on gentle parenting, on whether or not you're going to allow for screen time, whether you're going to let your kid watch Disney, like whatever the issue is, if you are so confident in your position, like, you don't care what somebody else says online. You're just like, okay, she thinks that, I disagree. Okay, like, that happens to me all the time. You know how much content I come across and I'm like, okay, these people are saying that, TV time is bad. Okay, well, my kids watch a ton of TV and I don't care. Like, if they don't want to let their kid watch TV, that's fine. But like, it doesn't bother me to the point where I lose sleep, or like I feel like, okay, I need to like typewrite my whole explanation as to why I let my kids watch TV. I let them watch TV because I feel confident in that decision and I'm their parent, and that's like the end of it, because I have like a life, I have other things to do. Like, isn't that what normal interactions are? Like, I understand wanting to like clarify certain things, and I understand wanting to be like, hey, you think this, maybe here's a resource, or if you want to look into it, especially when it's done like in a private way. Like, I have no problem with people coming to my DMs and being like, hey, I watched this video that you put out, maybe here's something that would be helpful. Like, if you truly want like to be helpful, like, there's ways to do that in a way that's not like you are ripping somebody apart publicly online. Like, that's just not cool in any situation. Like, that's not cool. So those are just some rambly thoughts about that. I have made no I've made it no secret here. Like, if you guys are regular viewers here on my channel, then you guys know I've said this before. None of this is a surprise. Like, I am a Catholic Christian woman. I have very traditional family values. I believe in the values that the Bible spells out for us. That's how I intend on raising my family. I have a lot more conservative views than what is considered like mainstream by today's society, by culture, by the movies you see, by the music that plays. Like, I have conservative family values. I am not pro-abortion. I am anti-abortion. And those are my beliefs. Those are my beliefs as, again, a Catholic Christian woman. And I share my beliefs because I have every right to share my beliefs. Like, I live in America and this is my platform, and I have the ability to share my opinions, especially when things come my way, or things are happening in society. Those are the things that, in my opinion, are like worth talking about and worth sharing viewpoints on them. So I have every right to do that. And it doesn't mean that you can't disagree. It doesn't mean that you can, you can't have a different opinion. You can have a different opinion. I'm not trying to force you to have the same opinion as me, but that's my belief system. And just like you're allowed to have a belief system, I'm also allowed to have a belief system. And if you want to start a YouTube channel and share all of your beliefs on all the different topics, you're more than welcome to do that. I just happen to have a platform, and so I vocally share my positions on things. And I've done that more so on Instagram. So those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, like this, none of this conversation comes as like any kind of surprise or shock, because it's just easier to do that on Instagram. Like, you see memes or you see people share stuff and then you share it on your stories. It's just easier to talk about like current events and like different news things. Like, YouTube is not designed the same way. So unless like I just come on here and be like, so in today's headlines, this is what's happening, and then like share my response, like, it's not as easy to do that. But it's not a secret that I feel that way. It's not a secret that those are my positions. But recently it came to my attention that, and I shared this on Instagram, but maybe if you just follow me on YouTube, you have no clue. It came to my attention that there are groups of just like, again, really immature people who just gather together online and forums and discussion groups, whatever, and just literally talk crap about people that they don't like. So one of them being me, I guess. And it came to my attention and I had screenshots. I had like exactly what these people were doing, which was so sad, like that's what they choose to do with their life. But they were taking stuff that I was sharing on my stories, and they were reaching out to literally like almost every sponsor I've ever had that I've worked with. And they've reached out to them saying, you know, you shouldn't work with Kayla. You know, she shares this and this and this online, and, you know, she has these views and you don't want her representing you because I have Christian conservative values. And that to me was just not okay. It's not okay that people are doing that. And then yes, I had brands that chose to, as a result of those things, not work with me anymore. And so I shared on Instagram my story with one brand in particular that literally voided my contract because they felt that our views were not aligned. So in turn, I felt like it was only right to let my, you know, my people that I shared that brand with know that that's how they felt. So I'm not going to get into that whole debacle here, because that's not really the point. The point is bigger than that. The point is that, you know, people get so upset when other people don't share their exact viewpoints, to the point where they're trying to affect their business, to the point where they're trying to, you know, affect how people put food on their table because you have conservative beliefs. And I don't think that that's okay. Like, that's not something that I'm gonna stand for. It's not something that should be just accepted. You know what I mean? Like, again, I live in America. I live here in a place that's not a communist country as of yet. Like, we may be getting there, but as of right now, it's not a communist country. I know about communism. Like, hello, my family is Cuban. They literally fled Cuba to escape a communist regime. I could go into a whole spiel about that. Like, you know, so I know what that world looks like, and I'm very much about being a proponent of free speech and having the freedom to voice your opinions without persecution. But all that to say, because of the fact that you have a different belief system, that doesn't make that belief system hateful, doesn't make you a harmful person. It means that you have a different opinion. And the fact that people will take the opposite view on literally anything and be like, oh, that person is obviously a hateful person. I don't think that that's correct. Like, unless you're literally calling for violence, you're calling for other people to be hunted down and to be imprisoned, and, you know, saying that you should throw rocks, you know, onto people, like, as they're walking through the street. Like, you're not being violent and you're not being hateful by sharing an opinion, especially like a conservative opinion that is literally coming from the Bible. Like, it's not a hateful position. And it's on my mind a lot because this is my job. I create content, and it has gotten to the point where I've had to say, am I willing to put my opinions out there, risking my business, like risking the financial aspect of my business, which I've come to terms with. Like, yes, I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, like, money is not the most important thing, and my values and my belief system come before any amount of money that I could make on Instagram, on YouTube. Like, that's more important to me. But it still sucks that you have to make that decision in the first place. You know what I mean? Because if you have mainstream positions and mainstream views, like, again, just things that society in general believe, like, that is the one and only way to go about things, then, like, you don't have to really make that decision. You don't have to think, like, if I come out and say that I'm pro-choice, I'm going to lose my job. You don't. Like, you don't have to fear that. But if you come out and say, hey, I'm anti-abortion, it's like, oh, like, things are going to get spicy. And I don't know how that's, like, fair. And I don't know, like, when we got to that, or how that came to be. These are just all, again, things that I struggle with and that are on my brain. And I think, like, another reason to share this is because I do know that a lot of you guys that come and watch my content share similar values. I'm not saying that you share every single position, every single value, but a lot of you guys, I feel like, do share some of them. And I'm sure that some of you guys have noticed, even in just, like, day-to-day, you know, conversations, like the fact that you'll lose friends over who you voted for, and the fact that, you know, you can't talk about religion. You can't have healthy conversations about politics or different policies. Like, that sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, it literally, like, we talk a lot about, you know, making mom friends and stuff. Part of that these days is like, well, like, who are you making mom friends with? And then, like, if you think about a topic this way and this person thinks about a topic this way, like, can you still be friends? Or, like, are they going to ostracize you? Like, has it always been that way? Because I feel like it hasn't. Like, we used to be able to just kind of agree to disagree on certain things. We used to be able to be like, okay, that's not how I choose to live my life, but you choose to live your life that way. And I respect that position. I can kind of understand where you're coming from, but I don't feel the same way. Like, we used to be able to do that, right? But in the last like 2, 3, 4 years, it's just gotten just crazy. So I don't really have like solutions. This video is probably not very helpful at all. But just stuff that I've noticed, stuff that I've been navigating and dealing with. But all I can say is just like, I'm not going to be okay with just the negativity on my channel. I'm a big girl. Like, I'm 32 years old. I don't have time for petty drama. I really don't. If you want to have like healthy conversations about stuff, my DMs are always open. You can email me even if you want to. We can have those kind of discussions, dialogues. You have questions about why I feel a certain way or whatever. Like, whatever it is that bugs you, that you would, instead of like reaching out to me, like want to just like go on a typing tirade and just like go crazy in the comments, like have an actual conversation with me, I am open to that. Some of the best conversations that I've actually had on social media have been when I talked about these, you know, controversial topics, and then I've had like healthy, respectful conversations in the DMs about different positions. Like, that is cool. That is cool that we can exchange ideas in a healthy way. But if that's not going to be how you deal with things, then like, go, like I said, go find content that is exactly what you want to hear. Go find content that, you know, from a creator who thinks exactly like you on every single topic. You are more than welcome to do that. But if you have different opinions and you have different views, and you can still stick around for whatever content I share, and you can agree to disagree and basically just be like a mature adult human being, like, if you can do that, then you are of course welcome here. You are of course welcome to watch the content that I put out. I don't know, chat with me, chat about life, chat about the things that we do agree on. Like, if you can do that, you are welcome here. So by no means am I saying like only the people that think and agree with me 100% are welcome here, because like, that's just not, it's just not reality. That's not real life. And I think the reason why like everybody's just so polarized these days, and like nothing can get done, and everybody's the enemy of the other team, like of the other side of things, like, is because like we don't know how to have conversations. We don't know how to have exchanges. And I don't know, like, if some of you guys have solutions, or if you've experienced this in your own life, if you've had friends that like you've lost, or friends that you've been able to successfully still have a friendship with when you disagree on certain things, like, let me know. Feel free to share that in the comments. Any helpful tips. If you've struggled with this like at work, if you have anything that you want to share that you feel like would be helpful, please share it. But I did want to just cover this a little bit, kind of cover this topic before we move on to some of the other conversations that I want to be able to have here on this channel. Because again, it's the content that I'm creating. It's things that I want to talk about, and that I want to talk about with my friends, that I want to talk about with people that, you know, I literally talk to all the time. But I felt like it needed to be prefaced with like, these are some of the rules. Because apparently even us as adult women, adult grown women, there need to be some rules set in place, because otherwise you get a bunch of people acting like they're literally 12 years old. And like it just baffles me when you read through some comments from people. You're like, I really hope that you don't have like children that you're teaching this behavior to, because it's not like acceptable. It's not good. It's not mature. It's not anything that this world needs. So that's kind of what I think I wanted to cover here. I know it's kind of ranty. So if you listen this far, thanks. But there's just a lot of stuff that I want to cover. Like even things like a lot of you guys have asked me about, you know, even NFP. NFP for some reason is like a super touchy topic. And it's like even people that practice NFP, within the people that practice NFP, there's people literally going at each other's throats over like exactly how to practice it. And, you know, no, you're going to hell. No, you're going to hell. But like, it's just like insane to me that literally every topic is just so heated and so just buck wild, for lack of another term. But there's things that I want to talk about like NFP, and I want to be able to talk about my faith journey and tackle different topics as a Catholic Christian woman. And even when I talk about things having to do with faith, like these are all like good, positive, happy things. And then you just get, every once in a while, you get people who, you know, even people who claim themselves that they are Christian or they are Catholic too, or whatever, that just behave very not that way in the comments, if that makes any sense. So let's just try, I don't know, let's just try to be nice to each other. Let's try to, you know, have conversations, but in a nice, healthy way. Like, I don't think that's asking for a ton. Again, like the whole conversation about like what you let your kids watch on TV and like, is Disney bad, or is, you know, Frozen bad, or whatever. Like, again, people have different opinions, and it's okay if you watched that video that I talked about at the beginning, like Milena's video, and you hated it. I said that I thought it was a good video because I watched it and I thought it was a good video. And it doesn't mean that because I watched that video, I agree with every single piece of content that she's ever put out. It doesn't even mean that I agree with every single thing that came out of her mouth in that one video. But as a whole, I thought it was a good video, and I stand by that. I thought that it was a good conversation that was worth discussing and that was worth kind of just thinking about. So just lots of things like that. Like in all of my Q&As, like I love, those are the videos that I really love to film. Like obviously I love the vlogs because I get to look back on them and like, again, like just look back on the videos of my kids being cute, or Jackson with his attachment to pickles that he had in the last vlog. Like I love those videos, but as just a mom who wants to talk about issues and things that are on her mind, I love filming the chatty videos and the Q&As and just seeing what you guys want to talk about and just giving my 2 cents on it. And that's literally what it is. It's my 2 cents on it. Like my response to questions. And then when I read through the comments on some of those videos, you're just like, listen, I was giving my opinion on it. If you think that that makes me a horrible person, like, please leave. Like, please go away. Like, go do something else with your life, because I don't have time for it. I really don't. So yeah, now aren't you happy that most of you guys don't have a YouTube channel, because it's freaking just the wild, wild west over here. And like, this has been such a blessing. And as of right now, I still wouldn't trade this for the world. It's been a great joy of mine to be able to come on here and use my platform, hopefully for good, hopefully to share good, positive messages, and to use the platform that I have to share God's word and to share just how I do my life with the kids. So it's been a blessing. But yes, there's definitely those times when you're like, man, like, is this freaking worth it? Like, is it worth it? Like, some people are just crazy. So a little inside scoop, a little rant, a little tea, a little bit of just lots of things on my mind. So I hope you guys like this video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You know, again, I'd love to have some good conversations in the comments to look through. That would be great. And just thanks for being here, whether, you know, you have been here for a long time or you recently found my channel. Like, I have so much stuff on pregnancy that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. But if you're here and you still want to be here, I love your faces. And if for any reason you are still here listening to this and you hate my face and you never want to see another video that I make again, then I get it. And it's okay. I will not hold you hostage. I will not open up your eyeballs and force you to watch me. Just, I hope that you can find content that you like and creators that you like. Not everybody is everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. If I was your cup of tea for a little while and now not so much anymore, then that's okay. If you change your mind and you miss my face, then you're more than welcome if you're going to be a normal human. But if you're not, then please I just wish you well. I don't wish you harm. I don't wish you anything bad. I just hope you find something that makes you happy. So with that, I'm gonna end the video, and I love you guys, I really do. So that's it. I'm gonna go continue decluttering my house. That's it. I butchered my exit because this is just insane. But yes, goodbye. I love your faces. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you happen to be new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.